Imagine opening social media like you normally would, only to suddenly see a photo of Jimin, Jungkook, and Jin together. There is no major announcement, no press conference, no link si explicación, just a photo, a caption connecting Jikook and Jin with Google Gemini, and suddenly ARMY everywhere are left wondering what is really going on. But the question is not simply why this photo caught attention. The much bigger question is, what exactly is the connection between Jimin, Jungkook, Jin, and the name Google Gemini appearing alongside them? Is this simply fan-made content that happened to go viral? Is there a project being discussed somewhere behind the scenes? Or is there another context behind the image that caused fans to immediately connect it with artificial intelligence technology? And most importantly, is Jimin actually involved in something connected to Google Gemini, or are fans simply jumping to conclusions based on one viral post? Today we are going to take a closer look at this moment, because there is one detail that can easily be overlooked when you only glance at the image for a few seconds. And the more closely we examine the context, the more fascinating this story becomes. So before we reach the part that may surprise you the most, let's begin with what we can actually see. Jimin, Jungkook, and Jin are three members of BTS who have shared countless moments throughout their journey as part of the group. Over the years, ARMY have watched them appear together in official events, BTS content, performances, interviews, and countless casual moments that later became treasured memories. But this time, the attention is not only about the three members appearing in the same frame. What makes this particular post different is the text displayed above the image. Jikook y Jin with Google Gemini. It may look like a simple sentence, but for millions of fans who closely follow BTS-related content, those few words are enough to create a huge question mark. Because whenever the names of major artists such as Jimin and Jungkook appear alongside a major technology brand or an AI product such as Google Gemini, it is natural for fans to wonder whether something bigger could be happening. But this is where we need to pause. A fan post is not automatically proof of an official collaboration. Text added to a video or social media post can be the creator's interpretation, a creative caption designed to attract attention, or simply part of a fandom trend. Therefore, we should not immediately conclude that Jimin, Jungkook, or Jin are officially working with Google Gemini based solely on this image. And ironically, that lack of certainty is exactly what makes the story even more intriguing. Why did someone choose to use the name Google Gemini in a post featuring Jikook and Jin? What was the creator trying to communicate? Could it be connected to the way fans are using artificial intelligence to create, analyze, translate, or discuss BTS content? Or could this simply be a creative fan trend that happened to catch the attention of thousands of people? In today's digital world, the line between fandom and technology is becoming increasingly blurred. Years ago, a fan might simply save a favorite photo of an idol to their phone. Today, technology allows fans to analyze images, generate captions, translate conversations, search for information, and even discuss their favorite artists with AI systems. And Google Gemini is one of the names that has become increasingly visible in conversations surrounding artificial intelligence. So when the name Gemini appears alongside Jikook and Jin, even an ordinary photo can suddenly become the center of a much bigger conversation. But there is something else that immediately stands out. Our attention naturally goes toward Jimin and Jungkook. Perhaps that is because the name Jikook itself carries such strong emotional meaning for many ARMY. Jimin and Jungkook have shared countless moments throughout BTS's journey, from playful interactions and small jokes to moments of support and quiet companionship. Sometimes they do not even have to do anything extraordinary. They can simply stand beside each other. They can exchange a glance. They can smile. And somehow, those few seconds are enough to make fans stop scrolling and watch again. For some ARMY, those moments feel like pieces of a much longer story they have been following for years. But this time, Jin is also part of the frame. And Jin's presence makes the image even more interesting. Jin is not only the oldest member of BTS, he has also often been someone who brings a different kind of energy into the group dynamic. In countless moments throughout BTS's history, Jin has helped create an atmosphere that feels lighter, funnier, and warmer. That is why seeing Jimin, Jungkook, and Jin together in one image can mean more to fans than simply seeing three people standing next to each other. For many ARMY, it represents a tiny piece of BTS history, a memory, a familiar dynamique, a reminder of the long journey these 7 members have shared together. And for longtime fans who have followed BTS through different stages of their lives, even a simple image can bring back an overwhelming number of emotions. That may be one of the reasons why an ordinary-looking photo can attract so much attention. Because within a fandom, The value of a photograph is not always determined by camera quality, production value, or how professionally it was created. Sometimes, the simplest frame can feel the most meaningful because it reminds people of a specific moment in time, a particular smile, a familiar expression, or an era when the 7 members of BTS were frequently seen together. And when Jimin is in that frame, the emotional response can become even stronger. Jimin has a unique ability to capture attention without appearing to force it. His calm expressions, subtle smiles, and quiet looks toward the camera have often been enough to make fans stop scrolling. The same thing happens here. But there is something more interesting than his expression alone. It is the way the image has been placed within the narrative of Jikook x Google Gemini. That phrase creates another question. Is artificial intelligence becoming part of the way BTS fans discover, analyze, and discuss old and new moments? Or is the name Google Gemini simply being used as part of a social media trend or creative piece of fan content? At this point, we should not manufacture an answer. And that is exactly what makes this story different. We are not going to turn speculation into fact. We are not going to claim that an official collaboration exists without confirmation. Instead, we are going to separate what is visible from what is being interpreted, understand the context, and leave the unanswered questions open until reliable information becomes available. Because in the world of BTS, one photograph can inspire 1,000 stories. But not every story circulating online is automatically true. And perhaps one of the greatest ways fans can show respect and support for the artists they love is by allowing excitement and accurate information to exist side by side. Still, there is one thing that cannot be denied. This photo of Jimin, Jungkook, and Jin accomplished something incredibly powerful. It made people stop. It made people look again. It made ARMY ask questions. Think about how quickly a simple image can travel from one account to another, get reposted, commented on, interpreted, and eventually become much bigger than the original post itself. That is the power of social media. One caption can change the way people look at an image. One phrase can create theories. And one recognizable name can make an ordinary post feel like something much bigger. But now, let's come back to Jimin. Behind all the discussion about AI, Google Gemini, and the viral nature of this post, there is an emotional side that should not be overlooked. Jimin is not simply a face appearing in a photograph. For many ARMY, he is someone who has accompanied them through music, performances, messages, and countless BTS moments over the years. Some fans discovered BTS when they were young, and have now moved through completely different stages of their lives while still carrying BTS's music with them. Others simply needed one song, one smile, or one moment from Jimin to make an ordinary day feel a little lighter. That is why a simple photograph can carry a meaning far deeper than the image itself. Not because the photograph is necessarily extraordinary, but because the people inside it hold a special place in the hearts of millions of fans. And when Jimin appears together with Jungkook and Jin, memories of BTS's journey seem to come rushing back. To someone who does not follow BTS, this may simply look like a group photo. But to ARMY, every face carries a story. Jin represents memories of the oldest member, who has often brought humor, confidence, and warmth into the group. Jungkook represents the journey of the youngest member who grew up in front of millions of fans. And Jimin represents the journey of a performer known for his emotional expression, sensitivity, and ability to connect with audiences through his performances. Put those 3 faces together, and it becomes easy to understand why fans would pause when they see the image. But once again, we should not rush to conclude that the words Google Gemini mean an official collaboration has taken place. What we can safely say is that the post uses the name Google Gemini and has attracted attention to an image featuring Jimin, Jungkook, and Jin. And that brings us to an even more interesting question. If there is no confirmed official announcement, why can a post like this still generate so much attention? Is it because AI technology has become such a major part of modern digital culture? Is it because Google Gemini is already a recognizable name? Perhaps the answer is a combination of all 3. And now, we reach the more emotional part of the story. There is one question that may have crossed the minds of many fans when they first saw this image. If this is not an official confirmation of a project, then what exactly makes this post feel so special? Perhaps the answer has very little to do with Google Gemini at all. Perhaps the answer is the 3 people standing inside the frame. Jimin, Jungkook, and Jin. 3 members of BTS, each with their own remarkable journey, yet still connected through one much bigger story called BTS. Maybe that is the real reason ARMY stopped scrolling when they saw this picture. Not simply because of AI, not because of a caption, but because they saw familiar faces that have been part of their lives for years. And perhaps that is why a simple image can still create such a strong emotional reaction. But the story does not end here. Because after the post began attracting attention, another question emerged, one that may be even more important. Is there additional context from the original video, or the surrounding post that could explain why Jikook, Jin, and Google Gemini were placed together?